Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on using Google Tour Builder. Okay, to start with, I've done a little prep work in advance so that we can move a little more quickly through the lesson, and that prep work consists of I've done a little research. We're going to do a tour on Mahwah, New Jersey, and I've looked up a couple of things I want to include in the tour, and then for each of those things that you can see are listed here in bold, I've found a video and I found a couple of links to websites. So these are things I'm going to use later, but I just saved some time by gathering that information beforehand. The other thing that I gathered was if you come to Google and you come to images, you can gather pictures themselves. So I'm just going to do a search for Mahwah. And let's just say that I want this image, so I'm going to click on it, I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say Save Image As. And you can see that I already saved it here. I renamed it. So let me just overwrite it. So I saved that image there. And to further prep, there's several different ways you can put images into your tour. But to further prep, I've gone to Google Drive and I've uploaded the images there. So let's take a look. I have it open over here. If I scroll down, you can see in Google Drive, I have created this folder called Mahwah, and inside there are all the pictures I uploaded and that file that includes the links. If I want to add additional files, I'm just going to say New, File Upload, browse my way to the file, it's right here, Open, and now there's the image. Okay, what I'm going to do for a second is I'm going to log out. Oh, let me close that up. I'm going to log out. Come back to this other tab, and now we're going to actually find Tour Builder. So one way to do that is simply to do a Google search for Tour Builder. It'll be the first thing that comes up. You can see the address is tourbuilder.withgoogle.com. So that's a little different than a normal Google address, but quick search will find it for you. And when you click on it, it'll bring you over here to Google and to Tour Builder. Okay, when you first come in, you're going to notice that there's a gallery and there's an About button. Okay, so let's take a look at those. The gallery contains tours that have been created by other people. So let's try this Robert Lake War of Independence over here. When you click on it, the basic format of a tour in Tour Builder is that you have a map over here on the right and you have pins. The person who develops it puts these pins in specific locations, and then it starts with an introduction. So the introduction can have a picture such as you have here, and then it can have a title and information, written information down here, and then there'll be a series of additional slides depending on how many pins that the user puts in, and simply by clicking next it brings you to that new location. It can display your picture and give information to your viewers. Now, you are not limited to only still images. You can put videos in here, and you're not limited to straight text here. You can also include hyperlinks, and that really gives a tour, I think, a lot of power because you can bring in a lot of additional resources in here. And when I say you can bring them in, I also mean your students can bring them in, and that's an important thing with Tour Builder. While this might be a way for you to display information, it's really a great activity to have students develop their own way of presenting appropriate material. Okay, at any point in the process, simply clicking on this Tour Builder icon in the upper left will bring you back to this original screen. There's also this About area, and it gives you a little information about Tour Builder if you'd like to read it. You have a Create a Tour button here, but if you were to click that, you would find that you had to sign in order to do it, because it's going to save the tour in your Google Drive space automatically, so you have to be signed into an account. So click the Sign In button, choose an appropriate account, which would be your MSET Google account. And now, when you're logged in, you'll notice that you're getting more of these buttons up at the top. So it's not just Gallery and About. You have this Shared Tours, Let me click on that for a second. And these are tours that have been shared with you. So these are different tours that people have created in other classes and have shared with me. So here's one on Jane Goodall, here's one on New Jersey, etc., etc. There's also an area called My Tours. So if you click on that, these are any tours that you yourself have created. And let's say that I'm done with this one. So I can click on it. I can preview it, so that'll open up my own tour so that I can go through it, view it as somebody else would. I can also edit it, so you can open it and make changes to it, delete it, export it, and more about this later, but essentially this can be imported into other tools or to copy it. So let's just copy it for a second. And now you can see that when I come back to my tours, I've got 2 copies of the same one. So that's a nice feature in case you're looking to make a variation and you don't want to create it from scratch. You can come in, let me come back to the copy here, and just say delete. That's, if you've started something and it's not complete, or if you just want to clean up your space a little bit, you can do that here. So let me delete that. Okay, the last thing we'd want to take a look at is this Create a Tour button, and this is how you create your own tours. Again, you're going to have to be logged into a Gmail account to do it, and we're going to look at all the details of this in subsequent videos.